Todd Falcone here, and yesterday I did a video on the subject of customer retention. So I figured I'd follow that up with a conversation about distributor retention, because it's two things. We have customers we want to keep, and we have distributors obviously that we want to keep. So I do believe that we have an awful lot of control over the amount of retention that we have with our distributors. That when I enroll or you enroll a distributor into your business, that's a responsibility that we have to help them get into profit and to become successful. Now, here's the thing. Hard to retain a distributor that doesn't do anything or has the unwillingness to do something. So if you have somebody that signs up, like we all do, I've signed up many people that just never do anything in spite of the fact that I'm willing to work with them, help them, coach them, teach them, build their business with them. Those are people that you really don't have any control over retaining, because they just simply don't have the willingness to do something. So you can't retain somebody that doesn't want to do anything. However, if you do have somebody that comes in that's willing to work, that's excited and actually doing something, and that's the key, is their willingness to do something, then you absolutely do have control over retention. And so what does that mean, and how do you actually go about doing that? So it's all about profitability. It's all about getting into the black. So if somebody's operating in the red, that means in a deficit, that means they're not profitable. Their outgoing exceeds their incoming, okay? Then you have a timeline, and that's a ticking timeline, and eventually that person is going to go, wait a minute, this is costing me money. It's not a net gain every month, so therefore I quit. So the objective obviously then is to help someone get into profit and do it quickly. What's the number? There's statistics that have been thrown out there. I don't even know if there's statistics, but there's a number. We don't know what it is, but I think if you get a person to at least get to the point where they're covering the cost of their auto ship short term, they're probably not going to cancel their auto ship, much like a customer if we suggested that they have an opportunity to maybe get their products for free. But you also have to think about, it's not just about a distributor getting their products for free. They've actually got to generate a profit, generate enough income where they can pay some bills, free them from some of their financial obligations, and then eventually get to a point where that income is enough where, they're supporting themselves on it. So it is all about profit. It's all about getting that person to make enough money where it keeps their interest. So in the short term, what we've got to do to keep someone from canceling, quitting, leaving within the first 60, 90 days is help them to get into profit quickly. That involves you, as the sponsoring distributor, being actively engaged in the process of working with that person. We don't do the whole, I sign you up, go do it, I hope it works for you thing, because that doesn't work, okay? It's a recipe for disaster, and sending out someone to get eaten by the wolves when they've never been out there before, just simply, it's not going to be fun for them. They're going to come back and try it on their own, realize that, gosh, this is kind of hard doing it all by myself when I don't know what the heck I'm doing, and then they quit. So your job, your responsibility as a sponsor is to work with that person. Literally, like if I sign somebody up, well, I'm working with them. Like, who can we talk to today? Who are your top 5 people? Who are the best 10 people that you know that we can go talk to about this business today? Who are some people that you want to put on the products today? Let's go gather your first few customers. Let's go gather your first few distributors. Let's help you get into profit. And you're actually involved in the process of helping them go do that, not sending them out by themselves. So that's important. And how long do you spend time with someone? For me, as long as you're active, as long as you're engaged, I'm going to spend time with you. If you're actively building, you're talking to people, you're doing the business, then I'll work with you until your income is unlimited, no matter what it is. And I think that's another important thing. You get somebody first. There's some little building blocks. You get somebody into break even. Cool. We want to do that quickly. We want to do that really in the first 30 days. And we want to really get them into a profit in the first 30 days so they see a return on their time invested. So if we can it doesn't have to be a lot of money. It could be like, hey, I helped my new distributor get their products for free and make an extra $500 their first month. That's a good start for somebody operating a part-time business. Now, beyond that, like if they get stuck at $500 a month, then that's not going to be good either. So, You could have somebody in who's at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 months, 15 months, a year and a half, and if they're just kind of stuck at a level, it might be nice. I mean, they might not quit. They'll still keep their check as long as their check outpaces the cost of their auto ship and it's a net gain for them. Most people are not going to cancel their auto ship. It's a bad business decision. But if they're stuck at that level and you don't help them to accelerate to a higher level, then they're just going to lose interest and probably stop building. They don't quit, but they stop building, which is essentially like quitting, right? So what you want to do is, number one, be willing to work with people that are willing to work. That's the key. You can't control somebody that's not willing to work. If they don't want to work, then they don't want to work and you can't do anything about it. But if you got somebody that's willing to work, you work with them to help them build that business for as long as it takes. I mean, if you're calling me and you're doing meetings and you're introducing me to people and you're bringing people to me on three-way calls and we're actively engaged in building, then I'm going to be focused and spending time with you. And you're showing me through your actions that you want to do something. So I have an obligation, a responsibility to help you as my independent distributor that I personally sponsored into the business to actually help you go do that. So that's a very important element. It's all about profitability. How do we get people into profit quickly? What's the timeline? I don't know, 30, 60, 90 days. It depends. But you want to do it quickly. You don't want somebody being in your business for 6 months and all they're doing is paying for their auto ship and they're seeing no return in terms of financial return, no signups, no customers. That's not a good recipe. That's a recipe for people that quit and you have distributor attrition, which is quitters, people that leave. We don't want that. So you work with the people, you help them get into profit. You want to make sure that you're accelerating that process, not just getting them into, okay, cool, we got them to 500, great. Now we want to accelerate it to the next level, great. Now we want to accelerate it to the next level, great. We want to keep the acceleration going so we can get to a person to a point where like, I can't afford to quit. And that's the position you really want to get an individual into, where they can't afford to quit. They're making so much money from that business that why would I ever quit? I mean, I'm not quitting. I'm not going anywhere because I'm making so much money. I'm not going anywhere. And you, again, have a lot to do with that. I think the key point is making the decision to go work with those people and spend time, and don't be the person that just says, hey, go look at this training, go call, let me know when you sign up your first person so I can make some money. That's just not good. And that's really, if you look at your policies and procedures as an independent contractor, independent distributor with your network marketing business, you actually have a responsibility. There's a line or a paragraph in your policies and procedures that talks about your responsibility to provide support for your independent distributors that you personally enroll. So you want to, maybe if you haven't read your policies and procedures, probably be a good idea. In fact, I'll digress for a moment. Most people actually don't read their policies and procedures. Read your policies and procedures. Go through your distributor kit. Very important. It's there for a reason. You want to know the contractual obligation that you have between the company that you're a distributor for. Just kind of important. Don't skip the details. Pay attention to your distributors. Work with them. Again, can't control the unwilling. If they're unwilling, you can't do anything about it. You can't have distributor retention with an unwilling person. But if they're willing, you can help them be more able, and you can work with them side by side, hand in hand, to help them go make some money so that they become profitable and then they don't quit. Pretty simple. All right, Todd Falcone, guess what? That's it. I'll see you on another video soon. Bye.